Oh my gosh, it's Labor Day. Sue me for all the technical difficulties. We are live here for you. I am your host, Volstorm, and with me as always is the beautiful and vocally talented Dictionary Diva. Diva, how are you?
Why, thank you, Volstorm. I'm fabulous. How are you?
Ooh, that makes me tingly. Oh my goodness. I'll tell you what, it was happy Labor Day to everybody. I hope everybody has enjoyed the long weekend and has got as much out of it as we have.
For real.
Tell me what's going on with you, Diva.
Oh, what's going on with me? Well, hey, I got to say, thank you for taking me to the black site today.
Oh, yes. There's nothing like going to the black site and, taking just one person and, that nobody knows about.
That's right.
It's wonderful.
It's very nice. The quiet seclusion, the aroma of the outdoors, the smell of gunpowder. It was fabulous. I enjoyed that.
You don't have to tell them everything.
Oh, I didn't tell him everything, did I, Volstorm?
No, you did not. No, you did not. Oh, my goodness.
Oh. How about them Vols?
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, it's been a nice long weekend. Thursday started out with the Tennessee game. It was Thursday night, and then Friday jetted over to Nashville to watch the AAA Nashville Sounds, watch some play some baseball, and
that was fun.
Then Saturday evening headed over to back home, and then we headed over to the black site yesterday.
That's right, the black site. Yes, it was a lot of fun. Rainy though.
Oh my goodness!
Couldn't have the campfire.
Yeah, I feel like it's rained for days now.
I don't
even though it hasn't been, it's only been a couple days, but I felt like it's rained all weekend.
Yeah, but it's been nice. We got just the perfect window to be able to do some target shooting.
Yes, and
I enjoyed that.
And I have to say, the biggest benefit of the whole weekend has been time to take a step back and decompress. Detach.
Like Jocko says.
Oh my
Detach.
Goodness. I forgot to put Jocko in the hashtag, so I'll have to go back and correct that.
Yeah, you got to go fix that. So poor Volstorm, he has to suffer through my, what are they, interests? What is that? Where I'm always listening to some kind of audiobook or some kind of new podcast or something. You have to suffer through this.
I wouldn't know if I have to suffer so much. It's just, it's always an opportunity for learning.
It is. That's my favorite. I think that should be an HR catchphrase. It's an opportunity for growth and development.
Oh my God.
Love that.
That reminds me, we are we've been coming up with some ideas for the channel that I think everybody's going to get a kick out of.
Oh.
How anybody that's been a part of some sort of.
Uh-oh. What happened to your volume, man? You dropped off. Where'd you go? Did they find you? We're having some technical difficulties, obviously. Well, anyone who's ever been part of a corporation or a business, let's say above 50 people, you've got an HR person. There's always an HR department or something. So you're probably familiar with HR and practices and there's not a nice way to say it, but they're mealy-mouthed. They tell you to do stuff and it's like, no, man, no. This makes no sense. This isn't how things operate in the real world. Everybody's experienced that. Are you back, Volstorm?
Yeah, I don't know why it decided to kick me off.
It did. It just kicked you off. I was like, where'd you go?
It kicked me off, and then when I came back, all of a sudden, I was on and I was talking, but
you were gone.
There were two of me. It's a trick, sir. There's two of me.
Well,
I'm
I was telling the
what the
audience.
hell are you doing?
Yeah, I was telling the audience about HR. Just, if you've worked in any company, you've had to deal with HR. Well,
Oh my
hopefully you
god.
haven't. Unless you haven't had to deal with HR, then
Well,
you're one lucky son of a bitch.
not only having to deal with HR, which hopefully you haven't, but you have to sit there and watch through those boring training videos it's the same stuff year after year after
It's
year.
the same thing. We
And
go
it, and
through the
it
same procedures.
year after year. Yeah, and it's like that with it doesn't matter what kind of company you work for. I mean, hell, for crying out loud, when I was a teenager working in fast food, you had to sit there and watch those training videos on
Yes.
VHS. That's
Well,
how
hey,
old I am.
Miami Spice. Hey, Squad Bob. What's up?
But
We got folks in the chat.
shoot, even when I've worked at other hourly jobs as a kid, you had to sit there and watch those stupid training
You
videos.
do.
And it's
So we're going to launch a spoof series based on HR training videos. I think it's going to be funny.
yeah, as long as we can figure out our equipment, we'll get it out as fast as we can figure out the equipment.
Hey, we're under no time constraints. There's no pressure. It's all good.
No, man, no.
So, I don't know if you've noticed, but probably in the past month, no, year-ish. Yeah, every time we've gone out to the black site, I've been reluctant to do any target practice. Have you noticed that, Volstorm?
Yeah, but it's one of those things I figure, okay, well, she's just not in the mood. Or whatever,
Yeah.
but
Well, she's just not in the mood. She's just not in the mood.
she's just not in the mood. Well, I'll just go ahead and take care of this myself then.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and shoot this off myself.
So I take it there's a reason for this?
Yeah, I identified it today. I did. I actually did. So it was raining, there was this light drizzle, but checked the weather app and it said it was going to let up. And I was like, hey, now's our opportunity. If we're going to shoot, we probably should do it now. We've got maybe an hour or two. And you're like, okay, let's do it. There was part of me, a big part of me, it was like, you can find an excuse not to shoot. And I heard my brain saying this, and I was like, no, damn it. You agreed to come out here just for this very purpose. Get your ass up and go shoot.
Right.
I was like, why? What is up with this? So, I get myself up. What were we, 15 yards from the target?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I noticed that I'm shaking so bad. Shaking while I'm just loading the magazine, shaking while I'm prepping the gun. I'm like, what is wrong with me? So I get up, I shoot, and you're like, my God, you're shaking bad. I hit the target, I only had 7 rounds in, but I hit 4 of 7. I was like, oh, that's not so bad,
Right.
I was like, okay, all right. Then you get up, you do your thing. I get back up, I do my thing. But one thing I noticed while you were up, every time that the firearm would go off, I would shake. Like it was a huge startle response.
Which is very unusual for you.
Very unusual for me. So instead of being minimizing it or trying to not pay attention to it, I was like, no, sit here and feel this. Sit here and feel how that, just the muzzle blast and the bang, feel it.
Right.
And I'm like, okay, all right, I've got this. I can do it. So I get up, I shoot again. I'm a little more accurate-ish, but I was shooting at the bottles at this point. So, those are smaller targets further away.
Right.
Not as accurate, and I didn't expect it to be. So then because we're doing this, we're taking turns. And I start to recognize that I'm anxious. I'm scared. I'm like, I've never acknowledged that I'm scared of just target shooting ever before in my life. Never have I acknowledged it. And what? Oh, I'm turning into a pacifist. No.
No. Not by any stretch of the imagination.
No, not by any stretch. So I'm like, what's going on with me? And then I remembered, where I have you sadly listen to all these books. We were just listening to Chase Hughes' The 6 Minute X-ray.
Right.
And I remember that part where he's talking about you basically have three segments of your brain. You have the reptilian brain, which operates very primitive functions, the mammalian brain, and then the neocortex.
Right.
And I was like, either my mammalian brain or my reptilian brain is scared to death of this large thing going boom. It's scared.
Yeah.
And then what my rational brain was trying to do was find excuses not to do it, to avoid it, to
So
completely
So what you're saying is your neocortex was responding to how your deeper parts of your brain were being affected.
Yeah, because Chase points out, he's like, those parts of your brain. How many brains have you got? Those parts,
those parts of brains,
they don't work too good because they can't do language. And so anyway, I realized that this whole kind of rationalization that I come up with, excuses to not go shoot, that it's just me trying to find a way to avoid the anxiety that I would feel when I'd get up to go shoot.
Right.
And as we went through the day throwing lead down range, I got more and more comfortable. And I had like this epiphany, because I was still accurate. Even though I was anxious as all get out, I was still accurate. And I was like, wait a second. I'm fully relying on my training here. I'm fully relying on the knowledge base that I've had for years, which is allowing me to be accurate in the face of anxiety. And then I had another moment, man.
What was it, man?
I had another epiphany, man.
Yeah, man.
Tell
me about it, man.
There's like parallels. There are parallels with this situation and what we all do in our lives. We find little rationalizations or little excuses to not do something because we're scared of it, or we're just trying to avoid the anxiety that a situation can induce.
Right.
Anyway.
Well, there's a saying that Jocko has used, and Jack Carr, who has written some wonderful fictional books.
Yeah.
There's an old saying that you fall to the level of your training.
Yes.
And in that, whenever you're faced with a situation that you know something's off, and people try to tell you, no, it's actually this and it's this, and your gut's telling you something completely different.
Mm-hmm.
And you know in the face of this, you're right.
Right.
Don't let somebody talk you out of it, because there's that part deep in your brain that is telling you what you are saying is true.
Yes. Yeah. And it's kind of funny how there's so much synchronicity with this. Like, we're listening to the 6-Minute X-ray, where we're listening to how Chase has spent over 20 years devoted to behavioral analysis of people.
Right.
And while there is no one behavior that indicates deception, there are things that your subconscious or your crocodilian, reptilian, mammalian brain can pick up on that your neocortex will just try to rationalize away.
Yeah.
And Lord, if I haven't been in the middle of that.
Well, I think sometimes our neocortex it'll try to rationalize things. It'll try to tell you, well, maybe what they're saying is right. This seems reasonable. I mean, because we've all been in this situation where we hear something and deep down we know, okay, that doesn't sound right. You're full of it.
Yeah, you're full of it.
And then you start overanalyzing it.
Mm-hmm.
You start saying, well, I could see where this would happen, and been in that situation before, or you've been around people who, parents or, people that you respect and look up to, and they've told you, no, if you come up, if you see this situation, this doesn't seem right, and it may not exactly fit, which is why you start playing tricks on yourself. Well, it's not exactly this situation, so this could be it, blah, blah, blah. Fact of the matter is, it's your neocortex lying to you.
Yeah, it's lying to you. It's trying to rationalize away what the core of your brain is trying to tell you, because obviously, Lord have mercy. I'm trying to think of a good way to say this, but those parts of your brain identify things that the newer part of your brain just can't identify.
Right, because the reptilian brain and the mammalian brain are hundreds of thousands of years older than the development of the neocortex.
Exactly, and they're focused on survival. So, yeah, they're going to pick up on things that you don't see, and then you'll try to rationalize away. I like your analogy that you say, like when you're dating someone.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Yes. Go for it.
Oh, I thought that was your segue. I was gonna let you go. Dang it. So like when you're dating someone and like they drive this really nice foreign car and they dress nice, they smell nice, they're super polite, super accommodating and welcoming. They take you to all these nice restaurants. You're like, man, this is nice.
Right.
And you're dating and you're going through, and then, maybe a couple of weeks in, a month in, you're like, ooh, I'm seeing some red flags. So you decide, hey.
Okay, now I know what you're referring to.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah. And then you're like, hey, maybe this isn't going to work out. Maybe this isn't the right fit for each other. And then the other person's like, no, come on, give me a chance. Just give me a second chance. It'll all be okay.
I just had a little stress. It's not that, it's not really that big of a deal. Or, hey, that's it. That's not what you think it is. It's actually this. And they try to lie their way around it. And you kind of give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you give them the benefit of the doubt. Yeah, take over.
You give them the benefit of the doubt. So keep dating and things keep going along. And then you start seeing bigger red flags.
Yeah, you realize you're dating Hunter Biden. You're like, oh, shit.
All that little white powder, that was flour. Well, are you sure? Oh, okay.
Oh, crap.
Oh, shit, the laptop.
Oh, my God. What the hell? What the hell? What did I get in a relationship with? And by then, you're too deep, It's like, yeah. They've got some shit on you at that point.
No, it's never too late to pull out. Never too late to pull out.
Oh, my gosh.
But, yeah, what is it? One of your favorite terms, gaslighting?
Yes.
I mean, how many of us, for crying out loud, how many of us have been gaslit by friends, people we dated, coworkers, managers, whatever?
HR.
How many people, you're sitting there going, at first you're like, well, yeah, I guess that seems reasonable. And then after a period of time, your gut really starts yelling at you like, no, it's wrong. It's a lie.
Get out.
Hi, White Rabbit.
Hey, we got Sully and White Rabbit.
Sully, White Rabbit.
Sweet. Very nice.
Quite a crew.
Very nice. It is.
But yeah, it's, for crying out loud, everybody will come up. Yourself. Everybody will come up with any excuse in the world and try to justify their behavior.
Mm-hmm.
And deep down, it's just wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Deep down that, well, I think that's what I love about the 6-minute X-ray is it helps you identify those things that you're like, oh yeah, I have noticed that person do that.
I think what I really enjoy about it is the fact that he kind of confirms that, people can be good liars and they can try to do this or this, but we as humans still have these basic biological tics that will never go
Yes.
away.
Subconscious tics that
And
you cannot control.
right, it's, like I said, reptilian brain, mammalian
Mhm.
brain, they've been developed for hundreds, if not thousands of years. And there are basic instincts that are not going to go away no matter how bad you try to hide it.
Yeah, yeah, and I think, going back to that whole anxiety scenario, when you do put more no matter how well controlled a person is, like, I'm thinking about poker because 'cause I'm thinking about high stakes poker, those folks they've been able to manage their tells to such an extent that they're able to play the game really well.
Right,
But sometimes when you see someone start to break down in their game is when it's high pressure, like, they're in their own head at that point.
right. Why do you think you see so many of them wearing hats and wearing sunglasses and wearing headphones? Because they don't want to be able to give away their biological ticks.
Yeah, yeah, they don't wanna show their tells. It's interesting. I think it's absolutely fascinating.
Yeah.
But, anyway, I enjoyed shooting because, that was kinda like a very controlled environment to process the anxiety I was feeling just by picking up a firearm. Now, I've been around firearms since I was a little kid, and, to feel that degree of anxiety, I was like, "What in the hell is this?"
Right.
But I processed through it, I worked through it, and, I find the therapeutic aroma of gunpowder to be very conducive to a calming sensation, so I recommend that every spa has that. I don't think
The
they're
smell
going
of
to.
gunpowder.
The smell of
Yes.
gunpowder, yeah. But that was so interesting just to see myself have this very, primitive response to the big bang bang.
You know what's so funny is I I got something out of it, but it wasn't, it wasn't what you did. Is, as we were getting up there shooting, I had, you know, big orange target. And I'm like, okay, surely, I've been
Surely to God.
I've been watching all these videos and all this stuff on how to improve my aim and how to improve my grip and all this other stuff. And so I have all this stuff flying through my head at the time that I'm
Mhm.
first shooting. And I'm trying to basically choke the life out of the damn grip.
Poor
Okay.
gun.
I know, poor gun. Luckily it's sturdy, it's durable. And I noticed that the more I tried to control it, the more I was missing.
Mm.
And the points in time where I was like, no, just have a good grip, not like a choking grip, but have a good grip on it and allow the firearm to do its job. And that's when
Mhm.
I was able to hit it on point.
Yeah.
It kind of goes back to do what you know how to do what instinctually feels correct,
Yeah.
and then let everything happen.
Yeah. And I wonder if you were just trying to integrate new, new programming, basically, because that's what that
Right,
is. Everything
right,
that you were watching on trying to fix your grip and stuff, you were trying to integrate new programming into something that was already there.
right. Yeah, because I felt like as I was trying to integrate the new programming, I was thinking too much and I wasn't acting on my base knowledge, on what I know, you know, I know how it's supposed to feel. It's like people talk about whenever you swing a golf club and you hit the ball just right, there's just a feeling to it.
Yeah, like a muscle memory. That's what you
Right,
talk
like
about
a
a lot
muscle
too.
memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was like I was trying to fight against that muscle memory by going through all these different
Mhm.
techniques. But in the end, what really matters is not necessarily what technique I was using. It was what works for you.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Like, what works for you?
Right. And what worked for me was to be able to just comfortably hold it and let the gun do its job to throw lead down range.
It was a good day of throwing lead down range. I enjoyed it.
Oh, it's
It was
so
very
enjoyable.
nice.
Even in a light drizzle out in the middle of nowhere, you could
Yep.
hear, You can hear the rain a little bit. You can hear all the critters running around.
I
And
know.
just bang, bang, bang.
I'm gonna have to upload that audio I took where you can hear the light
The
drizzle.
sounds of nature.
You just hear this nice kind of light drizzle through the leaves, and then you hear the crickets and the little bugs, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Bang.
We'll have to upload that to either my Discord or yours. I'm not sure which.
Yeah.
Maybe both. Who knows?
We'll have to upload it.
Yeah.
But
or do it as a short.
But yeah, it's I think Squad Bob said it best. So y'all got recalibrated. Yeah.
That's right. Got recalibrated.
Nothing like being outside and being away from people, being away from technology, being away from the drama, all the bullshit.
Yeah.
Nothing like being able to take a step back and kind of have that moment where you can listen to your core. I know it sounds cheesy, but that's best way for me to describe it.
Yeah, without trying to force it, because really when we got there it was too dark. Couldn't really shoot. All you could do was set up the target.
Right.
And then it started raining. So you couldn't have a fire and do the normal caveman thing, which is to stare into the flames and contemplate life. Because that's what it is.
Yeah, man.
And then the morning it was raining pretty hard, which was nice. You get to, and you know what I thought was cool?
What?
The birds.
You mean the fact that the birds were able to tell us whenever it was going to, whenever the rain was going to slack up?
Yeah. That was pretty cool. Because when it was raining really hard, you didn't hear any birdie songs. You didn't see them moving around. And then as it started lightening up, then the birds started singing, and then they started flying around, flitting around, looking for whatever. It was like, hey, the weather app actually says the rain's about to let up, and that's exactly what the birds are saying, man.
And Sully brings up a good point. I'd like to remind everybody that these are governmental sonar listening devices. These are not real birds. So thank you, Sully, for correcting me.
Oh my gosh!
Birds are still not real.
They're still not real.
But they make noise, and
they
don't like to get wet. So therefore, they whenever the rain is heavy, they start shutting down, and they attach themselves to the power lines to be able to recharge. But then once the sonar or radar within the bird's brain starts going off and says, "Oh, it's about to lighten up," that's when they start communicating with each other again.
I think that's what it is. That makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes total sense.
The waterproofing only works so well before they have to fly back to the factory to be reconditioned.
They have to get recalibrated too.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed they weren't as loud when we were shooting.
Yeah, noticed that too.
Yeah.
They weren't near as active.
Birds don't like to get shot.
Yeah, they. Neither do squirrels either, because I didn't hear them chirping around either.
Oh, but if I'd have seen one, that little sucker would have been blown away.
Yeah, definitely need. Wonder if we could take the 22 out and go, because it's about season to be able to go get some squirrel, make some squirrel dumplings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have that recipe for the shagbark hickory syrup I need to try. I think that'd be cool. Wouldn't that be good as a barbecue base?
Upload a video of making squirrel dumplings. I couldn't help it, Rabbit. I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
That would be funny. We should do them. Uh-oh.
Squaw Bob trying to create chaos in the chat.
Hey, am I still there?
Yeah, you're still here.
Okay, my computer's being weird.
Oh, like mine did before when it basically kicked me off.
No, like when you were talking about birds not being real. That's when my computer started acting weird, man.
Speaking of not real.
Oh, the expert.
Yes, of course I'm alive.
It's alive. It's alive.
Oh, what's this? Hold on.
Turkey greater than Ballstorm? Or is that
No, a squirrel is better
squirrel?
than Ballstorm.
Oh.
They're delicious, Rabbit. They're delicious.
I think it would be yummy. I'd like it.
I'm telling you, it'd be like probably be like eating little chicken wings or something.
Well, I did cook it up once.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but it was just fried squirrel. So.
Did you have to, did you have to skin it and everything, or was it already taken care of for you?
I must have blocked out that trauma. I didn't skin it myself. I know I didn't do that.
Now we're starting to get to into deep territory, folks.
Appalachian trauma.
Trauma that Diva has blocked out.
Dramatic stories from Appalachia.
Dramatic stories from deep Appalachia.
Dramatic or traumatic, whichever way you want to go.
Yeah, man. It's all the same.
It is.
It's all the same.
It is. So,
Miami Spice.
Not a fan of the squirrel? Well, I overcooked it. I do remember
you don't know until you tried it.
That's right. It was gamey, but I did accidentally overcook it because I'm like, I don't know what's in this meat, and it's probably better for you than anything you buy at the grocery store. Now that I think about it.
Well, I'm sure it's more natural. It's organic, man.
It's organic, man. Just ignore that lead shot that's in it. It's fine.
That's part of the fun, is being able to spit out the buckshot while you're eating it.
Ba-ding.
Nope. Poor Miami Spice.
That's funny. So the LSU game last night, who were you rooting for?
I'd say I was rooting for Florida State and they won.
Oh. Yeah, I hate that Coach O ain't the coach no more. I loved him.
You're not the coach no more.
I know. So why did that happen? Because didn't they win a national championship or something?
Yeah, and then he doesn't do too well last year, and some stuff about the on-campus sexual harassment or some rumors.
Oh, some woke shit.
Yeah. Well, it not only
was it
that,
legit?
I believe it was legit, but I believe it wasn't just under Coach O. I think that it happened under the previous coach as well.
Oh.
And then they decided that they didn't want. I think they were looking to get rid of him before he won the championship anyway.
Oh.
So, last year was just kind of excuse. Well, we're going to go ahead and kick him out, blah, blah, blah. And then they lost. So.
Yeah. LSU, I have to say LSU is probably one of my favorite alternate SEC teams.
I normally like LSU. I just don't like Brian Kelly.
I don't like Brian Kelly either. He looks like I don't know.
He's a jerk.
Arrogant ass.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my opinion.
Miami Spice, who is an LSU fan, she said the press has been brutal. I just stopped reading. I don't blame you. I just stopped too.
I do like LSU. I do like them.
I like LSU, the school. I can't get past Brian Kelly.
So what's the deal? Because you were telling me a little bit about this last night, that Notre Dame isn't affiliated with any conference.
No, Notre Dame's an independent. They're like one of the few independent schools that doesn't belong to a conference.
And I was like, is that because they're Catholic? Or is it something with the Vatican? Is this the Illuminati?
Honest,
what is this?
To be honest, I don't know. But from my point of view, to me, it's kind of their own arrogance. Because back when Notre Dame was like popular, then they had the backing of the, huge Catholic population within the country. What did you say, expert?
I have it all wrong.
Oh, you have it all wrong. The coach hit on a pregnant Dunner's wife while she was at the gas station wearing yoga pants. He was gone in a week. Yeah. But Ogeron hits on everybody, expert.
Wait, the pregnant donor's wife or a donor's pregnant wife?
It's coming from the expert.
No, actually. It's all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
Hey, I can still read in a newscaster voice even when I'm lit. So
Even when you're lit.
yeah, there's evidence of that on the Experts channel.
Oh, that's true. That's
Yeah,
very true.
yeah.
Yes.
Even when I'm lit, I can sound professional. Not gaslit, but just lit.
Not gaslit, but lit. Well, I know we originally wanted to title this Drama and Bullshit.
We did want to title this Drama and Bullshit.
So
I don't really have any drama other than the workplace drama that just is kind of now an interesting saga to watch as long as I'm able to detach.
Now you've had your moment of enlightenment, man.
Yeah, man. I'm enlightened, man. I'm good. What?
Expert. I may not know football, but I know sex scandals and yoga pants.
Of course.
Of course you do.
There has to be an expert in all fields.
Yes, and that explains his entire college existence.
Yeah, you're right.
Of course, I don't remember. Did they have yoga pants back then?
I don't know. They had leggings. I used to wear leggings all the time.
Oh, did you now?
I did. Back in college. And long, what are those T-shirts called? Just the long sleeve T-shirts. I'd wear that all the time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Really now?
That's right.
Trying to perk up the viewership.
Maybe. I don't know.
She reads squirrel.
God.
Oh my goodness.
Drama and bullshit. Well, so has there been any drama in your life, Volstorm?
How can I put this? Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's workplace stressors.
Oh.
It's the type of stuff you deal with all the time, but sometimes it gets worse than others, and it's usually idiot colleagues.
Are your coworkers crazy?
There's a few. Yeah. There's a few.
Yeah.
There's a few. Yeah. But but I'll tell you what, it's one of those things that I try to detach as much as possible from work so as to not let that stuff bother me. Like, luckily I have a position where I hardly ever have to go into the office.
I don't know.
I avoid all that.
Miami Spice has the perfect cure. They say workplace stress can be cured with sex and yoga pants.
Huh. Well, I haven't tried wearing yoga pants, but I mean, it's worth a shot, I guess.
I am curious how you can do sex with yoga pants on. I guess you can. I'm sure there's like a kink shop that sells that.
Oh, you haven't been watching enough adult entertainment.
I haven't been. I have not.
I'm sure there are yoga pants with flaps.
I'm sure there are, just like the crotchless hosiery.
That's it. That's it right there.
Yeah, well, we range a full spectrum of topics from neocortex to crotchless hosiery. So, and football. Throw some football in there.
And throw some football.
Yeah,
butt
firearms.
Yeah. Yeah, like him Long Johns.
I've got a pair of those. They're
with
even
flaps.
red. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Threatening to use that for a Halloween costume, but I haven't.
God, if Guava was listening, he'd be on the floor right now.
What's happened to Guava? I haven't seen him lately, or I've just not been.
Oh, I'm sure he's been forced to, how the reason Guava treats his victims the way he does is because that's the way he's treated by his own wife.
Oh, God. I don't know about that now.
Locked away, forced to watch Lifetime.
Oh, yeah. Wait, no, was it Lifetime or Hallmark?
What's the difference?
Oh, that's true. That's true. I don't know. I don't want to badmouth anybody now. So.
Well, I'm not badmouthing. I'm just,
stating
what we've been told has happened.
That's true. By his own admission.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm wondering if, like, what the weather's like where everybody else is at, because it's, overcast and kind of rainy, drizzly here. What's it
Yeah,
like everywhere else?
yeah. I feel like I'm living in Seattle.
I
It's like,
don't know if
oh
I'd want to live in Seattle,
no,
except you
God,
could get
no.
mushrooms there legally.
Well, yeah, because they probably grow all over the place because all it does is rain.
Yeah, you can get some of the good kind there.
Oh, really? The good
Yeah.
kind.
He's vanishing baby
God,
squirrels.
we've run the gauntlet today.
We have. We have. Well,
Rabbit said guava's out there vanishing baby squirrels.
is that what they call it now? Vanishing baby squirrels?
Vanishing. Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Miami Spice says it's freaking hot and humid but sunny.
Nice. Haven't been outside. Oh. Well, it's probably.
You're not missing anything, Rabbit.
No, not really. I just wonder how the weather is where everybody's trying to flip their hamburgers at and roast their weenies.
You can roast your weenie in any type of weather.
That's true. I prefer to boil my weenies. So,
Interesting.
yeah. Or if I do have a grilled weenie, I like it a little blackened.
That's interesting. You prefer your weenie blackened.
I like
Okay.
it with
Good to know.
crisp
Good to know.
skin.
Sully
Oh.
said where she's at in Bammerland, it's football weather, at least for a second.
Nice. I think it's still going to be in the 80s this week here.
Oh, my goodness.
And when we start devolving into talking about the weather, then we know that the show's probably ready to wrap up.
Yeah, I think we've spun through all that we can come up with at least on today's show.
Yeah, I know. We really do need to touch on the drama and BS a little bit more, but I don't know. I don't have enough context.
Yeah, well, there you go.
Just everybody love one another, man.
Yeah, man. Well, I hope everybody has an enjoyable Labor Day full of not wearing pants,
Crisp weenies.
crisp weenies, 1 and 2 hump camels. I prefer the 2 hump camels myself. I like to have the cushion from the front and the back. And everybody, thank you so much, and we will see you next time.